Hello, everybody. Welcome to City Voice's 25th anniversary celebration. I'm here with Dennis Relojo, who I hope will appear soon to introduce himself. Hi, Dennis.
Hi, hi Dan. So thank you for inviting me to join you on this event. I'll be glad to assist you towards, showing some of the activities that you've prepared for the 25th anniversary of City Voices. It's really a pleasure here to be joining you all the way from London.
Is from London, UK. What time is it in the UK right now?
It's exactly 9:55 in the evening.
Well, so thank you for doing this so late in the evening on your end. I appreciate that. So Dennis, you're involved in like mental health information, right? You have a website called PsychReg.
Yes, I'm managing a website called PsychReg where some of your members have published a few articles in the past and still been publishing. So I publish a range of articles on psychology, mental health, and well-being, which is very much aligned to what you're doing, Dan. So I'm really grateful that we have the opportunity to work together, especially on this special occasion.
And yesterday was World Mental Health Day. What did you do for World Mental Health Day?
No, it's actually World Mental Health Day today. So it's very I know it could get quite confusing because there's so many things going on. It's Mental Health Awareness Week, and today is the World Mental Health Day. So we did it a bit earlier because yesterday we launched an event which is called Good Mental Health. So it's kind of a preparation for World Mental Health Day. So we invited a few speakers to talk about how to promote positive mental health. It's been a wonderful event, and I'm pretty sure that the 25th anniversary of City Voices would also be a wonderful event.
Well, I hope so. 25 years is a long time. It's a quarter of a century. And what we did for this event is I gathered a whole bunch of people and I recorded them on Zoom, and we're going to present all that Zoom material with poetry and dance and art and all this stuff. So without further ado, let's get started with what I recorded to introduce today.
Okay, so just bear with me. I'll be sharing my screen. Okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to.
Okay, so if everyone is ready, I'll be playing this now.
We're ready. We're ready.
Sure.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to City Voice's 25th virtual anniversary celebration. Today is the last day of National Mental Health Awareness Week, and yesterday was the birthday of City Voice's founder, the late Ken Steele. My name is Dan Frey, and I direct the City Voice's media and community building projects. A brief history of our projects. The late Ken Steele, a man who had been homeless and diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, founded the Mental Health Voter Empowerment Project in 1994. Fountain House, the first clubhouse that was created for people with mental health diagnoses, provided Ken with housing and a job that he created to register voters in the clubhouse. Ken's voter project eventually registered thousands of peer voters and educated them on the candidates in order to make an informed decision at the polls. His vision was to create a powerful voting bloc from people who have been diagnosed with mental illness, just as women, African Americans, and the LGBTQ+ communities have done before us. In 1995, Ken collected personal recovery stories and poetry from peers at the Park Slope Center for Mental Health in Brooklyn, New York. The stories were stapled together, copied, and became the Park Slope Center News. The newsletter grew into a professionally printed newspaper that was renamed New York City Voices and circulated to thousands of New Yorkers. Meanwhile, the Voter Project drew massive media attention, making the cover page of the New York Times twice, and was covered by local and national television programs, as well as local and national periodicals. Ken died in 2000 at the too young age of 52, and the Voter Project seemed to die with him, but his newspaper did not. Where we are today. Many years later, New York City Voices was renamed City Voices to reflect its reach beyond New York. And we have been sponsored by the nonprofit Baltic Street AEH for many years. A dedicated group of individuals came together to form our board, helping to guide our projects in a democratic fashion. You will meet members of the board soon. City Voices now has dedicated content that informs the peer support workforce. This workforce is composed of people who utilize their lived experience with mental health and substance abuse challenges in a manner that helps our peers to begin their own personal journeys of recovery. We've proudly worked with the New York City Peer Workforce Coalition, NIAPERS, Community Access, Fountain House, and NAMI New York City Metro to disseminate information and resources to our communities. City Voices also works with legal, grassroots, government, nonprofit, and peer-run organizations to provide content that inspires, educates, and empowers. After we receive a diagnosis of mental illness, we can't help but experience the stigma from society, but perhaps more profoundly, we experience the stigma that we put upon ourselves, feeling less than and as if we don't belong. This can lead to isolation, apathy, and disconnection from vital support in the community. City Voices is focused on people who find themselves in this situation by striving to reach our peers who are isolated in hospitals, jails, and prisons, and to connect them with a vibrant, welcoming community. We currently run a support group on Zoom for peer support workers called Peer Workers United. We have an active Facebook group, a Twitter and YouTube account, and a website. We have plans to expand our reach and to start other projects like the Peer-to-Peer Reentry Project. Our main goal is to help our peers to rebuild their lives by providing wellness tools, inspirational stories, a sense of community with social supports so that we can become resilient enough to withstand life's many challenges, including loneliness, loss, relapse, heartache, and profound psychic pain. Let's have a moment of silence to honor some of the people who are no longer with us. In life, they dedicated much energy to keep City Voices going. Their names were Marvin Spieler, Rick Sostjan, A. Victoria Hunter, Paul Chipkin, and most recently, William Jang. We extend a warm welcome to all who share in our celebration. Help us by spreading the word that we exist and contribute articles, photographs, and videos to share on our website and Facebook group. City Voices belongs to all of us. Thank you.
Cool. Now, can we be heard while the video is being heard, or are we muted while that's
yeah, they can hear us.
oh, so we'd better be quiet.
Yeah, they can hear everything.
Okay. My partner just, oh, I like that. I like the scrolling text. All right, so let's get right into the next videos.
Okay. So,
So I think we have some comedy coming up from Dan Laitman. Dan is an upcoming comic who is busy in the New York City comedy circuit, and he identifies as a person living with schizophrenia. And some of his comedy is mental health related. So he did like a set for us focused on like mental health comedy. So let's see what he did.
Okay. So let me share what he did. Can I just bear with me?
Hey guys, I guess I'm gonna do 5 minutes. Cool, mental health, yay. So in the before times, I guess we could call it that. In the before times, my friend gave me a gift wrapping station, which is a terrible gift. That is like saying I want that back in 10 years, but slowly. One of my friends calls sex a sport because it's good exercise. I call sex an Olympic sport because it happens once every 4 years. I just watch. But I don't like the phrase going down on a person. I think it's insensitive and it's inaccurate because any woman that is willing to go down on me has definitely reached rock bottom already. My friend said to me, "The world is my oyster." I'm like, "Yeah, the world is gross." I actually did trigonometry a couple days ago. It turns out it's like riding a bike because I hated it. I have a racist uncle. I mean, he's okay. KK. I have paranoid schizophrenia. And if you don't know what that is, paranoid schizophrenia, when we go out of the house, we come back every 10 minutes to see if the cat is plotting a coup. And I first found out I had schizophrenia when I wrote in my diary, "Dear Diary," and the diary wrote back. And it's cool living with my parents and my family having schizophrenia because when I lay in bed at night and I hear voices, I'm like, oh, good, that's not just me. I have OCD. All my friends say they have OCD. Like, oh, I like it when things are exactly the way they're supposed to be. I've gotten an erection for showing up on time. Some of us have issues. All my friends ask me when I say I have OCD, oh, like, do you have the cool OCD? Like, are you super clean or organized? I'm like, no. I just get mad when people show up at a time that's not a multiple of 5. But my apartment back home in the city is baby proof. Not like it's fit for a baby. It's just so small I can't have sex in it. They're making a movie that's the opposite of No Country for Old Men called Florida. Changing it to Staying Alive. Topical. They're making a game show for cocaine addicts called Where's My Line? They're making a Spanish version of Looney Tunes where the main character asks a lot of questions. His name is Porky Pig. Video games are supposed to teach you things like hand-eye coordination or how to pull off a carjacking, but all I've learned from playing Super Mario Brothers is that the dinosaur's natural enemy is not the comet or the volcano, but the Italian. Me and my girlfriend still have a long-distance relationship. It's a restraining order. My parents set me up with a dyslexic girl. It's going to be a rearranged marriage. I did with the girl. I was there for 2 hours because there was somebody else on third. But my rabbi told me my virginity is a gift. And I gave it to my girlfriend, and she returned it for store credit. But hookers give themselves names like Crystal and Amber to drive up the price. I want me a hooker named Ramen Noodles because that's a bit more in my price range.
Okay.
But I was watching a former hooker do a country song, and halfway through the song, she passed down, like, "Ho down." My Catholic friend said to me, "Jesus is dead to me." I'm like, give him 3 days. All my friends asked me, like, how do I come up with my one-liners? I'm like, I don't know, think of something funny, then just give up. All right, that was my mental health comedy set. I don't think I messed that up too bad.
Thank you, Dan Lateman. All right, next up is 3 of our board members of City Voices, and I want you to meet them because we decide things democratically here at City Voices, and the board plays an important role with that.
Okay, so
Good evening, everyone. My name is Carl Blumenthal. I'm a Voices board member and a volunteer since 2000 when Dan recruited me because I was on the Baltic Street board and a reporter for the Brooklyn Daily Eagle. I'm a certified peer specialist who has worked for hospitals, clinics, clubhouses, and peer groups. I dedicate the following poem by Emily Dickinson to the more than 1,000 peers who have written their personal stories for us. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could have bashed the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, that never in extremity it asked a crumb of meat. Thank you.
Ciao, I'm Christina Bruni, proud Italian American and board member of City Voices. Since 2005, I've been the Bruni in the City columnist. In these articles, I talk about living and loving in the Big Apple. This year, I started up the Career Corner column where I talk about finding and keeping a job. As a board member, it's my goal to keep City Voices moving forward in a positive direction. City Voices is the forum for peers to get information to better ourselves. Our online edition can reach people around the world. I'm optimistic for peers today because I believe that we can have a full and robust life living in recovery. Each of us gets to define how we want to live and what we want to do. Finding this purpose can turn our pain into possibilities. In 1987, when I was 22 years old, I was diagnosed with schizophrenia. I'm 55 now and have been in recovery for 33 years. For 20 years, I have been working full-time as a librarian. By telling my story, I strive to give others permission to tell their story. Cheers to the next 25 years of City Voices.
Hi, my name is Felix Guzman. I'm a board member of City Voices. I'm an organizer in community working towards building healthier communities inclusive of all. I am formerly incarcerated, formerly homeless, and a peer in recovery. How I came to be involved in City Voices was due to my wanting to have voices like mine amplified to raise awareness on the issues of in healthcare, socioeconomic insecurities, homelessness, and mass incarceration, and how those systems intersect and impact a person's mental health. For that reason, I am a proud member of City Voices, and thank you.
Hi there. I'm the only family member who sits on the City Voices board. My name is Judith Carrington. For 18 years, initiating some 90 meetings for family NYC, the advocacy group, which we affectionately call TAG, I've welcomed family members, providers, and people living with mental issues to better their own situation and the situation at large. How does TAG work? Group participants around a table, we tap into the wisdom of the positive and informative monthly speakers who educate on resources, problem solving, and give us insight into how the current system and alternatives work. Sounds like an issue of City Voices, doesn't it? From the first time I met Dan Frey, I could see we were in the same business: news, information, coalition building, and empowerment. I'm proud of City Voices' founding, its accomplishments, and now it's blazing forward to expand its reach. Where would we be without City Voices? It is one of a kind. Congratulations on a quarter-century birthday, Dan.
Hi, I'm Laura Ann Walker. I'm an outsider artist and a crisis intervention team panelist, as well as a City Voices editorial board member. City Voices came to my attention after I had had a wicked manic attack about 20 years ago. At first, I was too ill to write and submit an article, but fortunately, I was able to be interviewed, which helped me to express myself just the same. Now I am able to submit articles and my artwork, as well as to be on the editorial board. In addition to expression, City Voices has allowed me to combine various facets of myself. It also is a great resource that keeps me informed regarding issues about mental health.
Very nice. I wish the audio quality was clearer, though, but I guess there's nothing we can do about that.
But I think they could maximize it. Shall we move on to the next one?
Yes, we have poetry from Felix Guzman. Felix is a board member, and he's also a poet, and his ambition is to become a professional poetry therapist.
Okay. Okay, so let's go to Felix.
So I'll be doing 3 poems today. They all have a central theme of redemption as it relates to self-determination. This one is called "Brighter Burns My Light So." It's about the need for one to keep pushing forward and to self-actualize by just refusing to stop. Brighter burns my light so. Broken but not forgotten. Alive, I'm not a ghost of my past. Provided for as I need, I who have nothing have as I ask. My yesterday is now an eternity a ways away from what used to be. I believe, I believe you merciful, loving and blind never with how you love me. Brighter burns my light so because of you. Because of you, brighter burns my light so. Trace your steps through the darkness, I endeavor so always. Troubled but not wanting to refuse another their peace. Away you sweep every tear before they stain the pillows of my cheeks. I who have nothing, with the hell of old, have made peace. Brighter burns my light so, because of you. Because of you, brighter burns my light so. Thank you. This piece is actually called One and the Same. It's about the along the central theme of redemption as well. However, this one is about the importance of self-reflection, self-love, but also the willingness to do positive self-talk. One and the same. When broken shows to be my forever, trauma is amused. Lest I forget to believe what time shows to be my truth, I know only the fair weather faithful waver day and night. Storytellers incite riots, telling revolutions that fully edify. Surrender to injustice only will I when removed from life. Testimonies being every tear born doubtly into existence. This moment with everything I am, I must to you confess. I am alive finally, at one with regret. The past of he in the mirror I no longer resent. Refused away any peace, time and time again, but unconditional love taught me how to forgive. The prison of my wrongs provided the opportunity to endure more than what freedom ever provides. Being in service, I choose always by to be defined. In the stillness of alone, being free to wear my war paint when repeating with and after me, and I love you, a smile catches and all the pain fades away. Your dreams and nightmares are mine, one and the same. Thank you. And this last piece is called Meet Me at the Truth, Not Its Mask. It's just about how one should be able to self-define and identify themselves. So how one presents, that is the truth that they are living. So let's try to honor that. So this one's called Meet Me at the Truth, Not Its Mask. Reflection, hold me close. When silence is most loud, opposing perspectives, irrational and sound, never lost before I ask, meet me at the truth, not a bias or misdirection. Blowing through life at light speed, broken no, neither peace nor praise, walls in by convictions of past and present day. Doubt guides the soul away from escaping forever binds of blissful insecurity. Fair weather faithful attend church in the wild for good cause, to anoint themselves different. Needs, desires, wants, define, restrain, confine. Poets write freedom within reach for all without prejudice. Heathen and saved in the same breath. Kindness is no stronghold, nor cross, nor burden. On my tombstone will read this quote, whom are denied their dreams, fashion worlds never seen. Mask being beautiful or not, love until breath leaves. Thank you. And that was my 3 pieces. And welcome and thank you for being a part of this extravaganza. That is City Voices 25th anniversary. Thank you.
Thank you, Felix Guzman. So now I think we're gonna wrap up the board member introductions, right?
Yes, we will. So we will have the next set. Okay.
I'm Max E. Jutland, peer advocate and licensed political social worker here in the New York City metro area, Westchester, New York, sister to Putnam, Dutchess, Rockland, and beyond. I'm also a board member for City Voices newspaper. I'm an avid mental health blogger for Mental Health Affairs, mentalhealthaffairs.blog, the final solution in mental health. So you might be asking, who's Maxie Gutman? And I get involved with City Voices. Well, let me tell you folks about it. Somewhere between my blogging and my thirst for advocacy was a beacon. That beacon signaled to me there's a greater medium out there to reach people struggling with a mental health condition, diagnosis, problem, unresolved want to be for relief, or whatever is causing them pain and grief. Folks, let me tell you something. That beacon I later came to understand, after my friend told me to email Dan Bray, the City Voices newspaper. I'm always out there, and I wanted a platform to truly reach folks, to connect with them outside the written word. Before this pandemic, I had the opportunity to travel to clubhouses, tandem organizations, agencies, spearheading the resolution of the mental health crisis in New York State. Well, between my research, private practice, blogging, family, I'm a pretty busy person. However, there's no time like right now to get out there and fight against inequity in mental health, behavioral health sector, and work to raise the status of the peer in New York City throughout the mental health community. We're doing that with City Voices. And that's why I work so hard to make our dream a reality.
Hi, my name is Michael Nugent. I'm a board member of City Voices. I also am a director of employment at Baltic Works for Baltic Street. I help people to find work and help supervise the program. I also do some work around the incarcerated, trying to end mass incarceration, interviewing family members about how they've been mistreated by the criminal justice system and fighting for justice and fighting for an end to mass incarceration. Okay, so I got involved with City Voices as an employment director. I write an article for the paper regarding employment incentives and the relationship between, and how peers enter into the workforce and find success in the workforce, how entering the workforce impacts benefits of their own benefits and so forth and so on. I think that kind of a thing, offering information for the peer community, whether it's in employment, whether it's in the area of criminal justice and policing and police relations with the peers when they're in crisis. All of these things are extremely important, and City Voices kind of reports on them and provides information to the community. And that's a wonderful thing. And I hope that it goes on. I want to congratulate City Voices for its, for reaching its 25th anniversary. And I hope that it has, 25 plus years more to give information and to help inform and unite the peer community.
Hi, my name is Kurt Sass. I'm a member of the New York City Voices Board, and I work for Community Access, an agency that works with people with psychiatric disabilities. I also am a former board member of NAMI, National Association of Mentally Ill, and I also used to speak for the Mental Health Association as a public speaker, and I also am a consumer. My first experience with the mental health system was in 1979, and I got connected with City Voices back in 2000 after I was released from the hospital. I met Dan Frey. He was running a group called Awakening, and he was the one who invited me to City Voices, and he really got my creative juices going, and that's when I started writing columns for City Voices. And it really got me going, and I've been writing for the last 20 years. And currently, right now, I am the book review editor. City Voices has rapidly been growing. Even though we've been here 25 years, there's been a great growth in the last year or so. Even though we've been focused on mental health consumers. We're now expanding into the peer movement, which I'm very excited about, and we're now getting into the prison system and all sorts of other fields and endeavors, which I'm really happy about. And I just want to end it by saying happy 25th anniversary to New York City Voices. Go New York City Voices!
My name is Helen Skipper. I am one of the newest board members of City Voices. I like to be called Skip, and I am a strong advocate and really intentional in creating spaces for people with lived experiences. So in my professional life, I am the manager of peer services at the New York City Criminal Justice Agency. We're again being very intentional on creating spaces for people with lived experiences and criminal justice involvement. In my personal life, I am a student. I'm a student at St. Francis, where I major in criminal justice. I'm a Justice and Education Fellow at Columbia University and a soon to be Beyond the Bars Fellow at Columbia University. When you have lived experiences, a lot of doors are usually closed to you. I am intentional on opening these doors. I have criminal justice experience. I have experience with all systems of New York City. And I believe just because you have lived experience, you should be at the forefront when you look to reform these systems, like criminal justice reform. I love City Voices. I've been reading City Voices ever since I had my first job as a peer specialist. The articles are informative. I've also written a couple of articles. Again, space for people with lived experiences is essential. It is paramount. And above all that, I just enjoy it. So I want to take the time to wish City Voices a happy 25th anniversary in 25 more years.
Hi, I'm Ellen Stoller, and I'm proud to be on the board of City Voices. I'm an artist and an art therapist, and a person who's lived with illness, loss, and mental health challenges. My career in human services, both as a program director and an agency-wide leader in professional development, focused on breaking down the stigma that surrounds mental illness. I was an administrator in the Behavioral Health Division at FEGS for many years, where my activities ranged from conference development to directing disaster recovery to creating and disseminating curricula for suicide prevention. I'm very, very proud to have co-chaired the planning committee for the annual conference for working peer specialists for the last 14 years. I first heard of City Voices and met Dan Frey in the late 90s when he was talking up City Voices and selling ad space for City Voices. And I ordered ad space for FEGS and ordered City Voices for our programs. I've always thought that City Voices was a wonderful and much needed resource for mental health consumers and peers. I was even published in City Voices in 2002 when I was directing a number of 9/11 programs. I wrote a short piece called something like The Voice at the End of the Phone, or Power of the Voice at the End of the Phone. My phone number was plastered all over the outside of our building, and it was in many places in lower Manhattan, so that people could call, tell me their stories, and I would help link them with services that they needed. That also seems very relevant today during the COVID-19 pandemic. Staying connected is so important, and one of the things I like so much about City Voices for myself, I'm now a retired person, is that City Voices helps me stay connected with issues and people who are very important to me. I want to congratulate City Voices on its first 25 years and cheer it on for its next 25 years. Thank you, City Voices.
And we have one more, which came. Teresa Bergado is also a member, but we couldn't record for shy. She was shy about it, so I came up with this video.
Okay, I'll play it. The club isn't
And that's Teresa Bergato.
Thank you, Teresa. So
Now we have something exciting in store from Spoke the Hub, which is a movement and like arts and dance company that does work with the disabled and all kinds and the youth. And they're based in Brooklyn, and they came up with a 5-minute set of music and dance. So enjoy.
okay, let's see.
You hear that beat? That's the sound of my group Grace drums. Mhm. My name is Gabriella Dennery, and you are listening to one of Grace drums fan favorites called Five Gem Babes, guaranteed to put a pep in your step. Mhm. You know how we got started? When we played this rhythm on stage, you know how it started? It started with you, with a single clap. Wait for it. 2, 3, go and don't be shy now and clap. 2, 3, 4 and keep it going.
down from dusty shelves, worn like heavy sweaters, with no reason why. All we have to cherish is it truly ours, leaving every chamber little versions, little truths, lying in the form, almost hidden from the eye, thickening with every layer, carried on the feathers, with each year gone by. All we have to cherish is it truly ours, leaving every chamber
Michael Hill, wishing you all blessings.
Don't let nobody take your freedom away. Don't let nobody take your freedom away. And stand up for people who don't have any say. Don't let nobody say your compassion is wrong. Don't let nobody say your compassion is wrong. 'Cause compassion you give will only make your spirit strong. And let your blessings flow. They'll return tenfold. Let your blessings flow. Let your blessings flow. Let your blessings flow. Don't let nobody steal the love from your heart. Don't let nobody steal the love from your heart. 'Cause sharing love is almost sacred art. And let your blessings flow. They'll return tenfold. Let your blessings flow. They'll return tenfold. Let your blessings flow. Let your blessings flow. Let your blessings flow. My. Let your blessings flow. Let your blessings flow. Blessings to you.
Oh man, thank you, Spoke the Hub. That was like really beautiful. Oh man. All right, so coming up next, we've got some testimonials from people who have been impacted by City Voices.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. This is Craig Bayer. I've been affiliated with New York City Voices for many years. I started as an intern, helping with distribution and event organizing, and even tried my hand at selling subscriptions, and then moved on to simply doing feature writing and reporting. All along, it's been quite an adventure. I have worked alongside the driven, charismatic, idealistic Dan Frey and his band of mental health warriors to put out a high-quality, independent, peer-run mental health publication. I believe that both Dan and City Voices have served the community well, and I look forward to another 25 years of service. Congrats, City Voices, on your anniversary.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sylvia Brown, and I'm a regional advocacy specialist at the New York City Field Office of Mental Health. I'm also an advocate for many years. I remember City Voices when it was called New York City Voices. And this newspaper has really been the heart of New York City. It was a newspaper for consumers by consumers. And what I really love about it is stories were shared by consumers about their experiences with anxiety and depression and being diagnosed with a mental illness. I also love the many resources that were on this newspaper. To me, this newspaper was like the Village Voice because it highlighted the talents of peers and consumers and people in recovery, from artwork to poetry. It's really a phenomenal newspaper. And what I like also about it is it not only empowered consumers to write their experiences, but empowered people who are reading it, like consumers and peers. Now it's called City Voices and it's online. And this version of the newspaper is for peers and the peer workforce. So I want to salute and honor City Voices. Also, I want to honor Dan Frey for all his work of all these years in making sure that this was published for all of us, for peers and for consumers and for recipients and advocates. So happy 25th anniversary, City Voices.
Hi everyone, my name is Ashwin Vasan. I am the president and CEO of Fountain House. For those of you who don't know what Fountain House is, we're a 70-year-old mental health nonprofit that was started by people living with serious mental illness, was built by people living with serious mental illness, and is for the community of people living with serious mental illness in New York City. And
Dennis, can you pause it?
Yeah.
Our Fountain House's clubhouse model has been replicated all over the
Post now.
What's going on back there? I hear a lot of coughing and wheezing and.
Oh, it's my husband.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's okay.
It must be a small apartment because yeah.
Yeah, shall we play back? I think he's going downstairs.
Oh no, just keep playing,
city all over the country and all over the world, in 37 states and in over 30 countries. We're grounded in the belief that people living with mental illness, that people can be the drivers of their own recovery by centering their voice, their choice, their agency, and their aspirations. And Fountain House has sustained itself with that core belief over more than 7 decades. And so, you know, we're grounded in the idea that people can recover when they're a part of a therapeutic community that's safe, that's dignified, and where they're surrounded by their peers who are also on similar journeys of recovery and reintegration into the community. So I'm so pleased to be here with you today to celebrate City Voices. I learned of City Voices when I started at Fountain House about a year ago, and I was just so impressed to see that you know, that peers had come together in a community to develop their own newspaper, their own voice, their own projects, including a mentorship program to really focus on their communication and journalistic abilities and really center people's lived experience and lift that up as stories and voices that need to be heard and stories that need to be told. And so I'm so proud that Fountain House has had a long association with City Voices, and that many of our Fountain House members are write for the newspaper and participate in your programs. And I am just so proud that City Voices is 25 years old, and I want to congratulate Dan and everyone involved in the project. Your voice, your presence in the community is essential.
I'm Dmitry Diktovich.
I have 10 years of lived experience with hearing voices. I'm active in several nonprofits, and I'm also trying to facilitate groups, both people who hear voices and provide online resources for the community. My involvement is to help those who hear voices, have visions, or have other strange experiences to become the authors of our own experience and to be trusted in the conversation about us by the rest of society. There are not a lot of places where people with lived experience can be heard and find news that is relevant to our community from our perspective. So I'm very grateful to City Voices for its ability to give voice to a very large group of people that otherwise go unheard. It's good content. It looks to not only share information but promote a mission, which I think is very important for publishers. And I very much hope that it's going to succeed and make New York City a better place.
Hi, I'm Ivana Bond. I'm the chairperson of New York City Peer Workforce Coalition. City Voices is a key part of the picture to improving work environment. The decision to focus on issues related to the peer workforce is key here. Via City Voices, questions concerning the state of the workforce can be addressed, as well as any development, research, training, trends, and forces. We can also hear about individual peers' experiences in personal profiles. So we in the peer workforce look forward to the next 25 years for City Voices.
My name is Jenny Chan. I am an artist at the Fountain House Gallery. I have been a member since 2016. I also currently work for the paper City Voices. I help write articles about Fountain House Gallery artists and sometimes other artists that have mental health challenges. I heard about City Voices when I was a member of SAG. SAG was also for peers in mental health, but they chose. I was a member of SAG in, I think, around 2005. They helped me get in touch with City Voices as a volunteer. I then did the advice column for a couple of issues of City Voices, but then the column ended. I lost touch with the paper. And then a few years later, I joined the Fountain House Gallery. I bumped into Dan, the editor of City Voices, in 2016. We agreed to do some articles about Fountain House Gallery artists. Since then, there have been a total of 7 articles and 35 artists that have been interviewed. I think City Voices is a great paper for peers in mental health. There's so much information and resources. The paper talks about mental health challenges and personal stories of people with their mental health issues. City Voices is a peer workforce paper. They offer employment opportunities, legal help, housing, clubs and clubhouses, the arts section, support groups, and other volunteer opportunities.
My name is Jonathan Edwards, and I have been involved with the peer support workforce in New York City for almost 20 years. I'm really proud to share a few thoughts about City Voices, a stellar resource within the mental health peer support community. This quarterly tabloid has informed our communities for the past quarter century and continues to be a reliable source for numerous stakeholders, including the peer support workforce. For too long, our stories, successes, and challenges have been narrated by individuals and systems that claim to heal us, yet oftentimes ultimately harm us. City Voices is a platform that embodies equity and integrity in its substance and reporting. Anyone has an opportunity to be heard. The paper's content includes voices of participants, practitioners, peer supporters, artists, researchers, advocates, policymakers, and most importantly, individuals whose vision and identity defy confinement of labels and titles. City Voices readers and subscribers find their own empowerment through the lived experience narratives offered by those at various stages of their journey of healing and recovery. As a sane, gender-loving person of color who also embraces a journey of recovery from emotional distress and substance use, I am honored to speak on behalf of City Voices, a beacon of hope and light within a community often darkened by oppression, marginalization, and stigma. On the milestone anniversary, I want to acknowledge Baltic Street Advocacy, Empowerment, and Housing for their steadfast sponsorship of City Voices, its late founder, Ken Steele, the editorial board, and its current publisher, Dan Frey, a tireless and dedicated advocate and mastermind who literally keeps the presses running and the communities informed. Thank you for this opportunity and congratulations.
Hi, my name's Tina Brooks, and I want to wish City Voices a happy 25th anniversary. I've had the pleasure of being involved with City Voices for many years. When I started out my career, I worked as a consultant with the project, and I've seen City Voices really grow over the years and become a real voice for people in the movement, which I think is so critical for people in recovery. We know that we can go through some real hardship and some real pain in our process and our journey, and having a project like City Voices to really create space for people with lived experience to share their success and their failures and their struggles is just so powerful and important, and a real backbone to our movement. So I want to thank City Voices for being that voice and carrying that torch for so many years, and wish them many more years of success. So on behalf of the Office of Consumer Affairs, again, congratulations and many, many more years of success.
Wow, that was really beautiful. It was really touching, those testimonials.
Yeah. So shall we go to the artwork, or would you just like?
Yeah, let's do the artwork. This is some of the artists over the years who have contributed their art and been interviewed by City Voices. We put in like a little collage in a PowerPoint and with some music, I think. And here it is. Enjoy.
Okay.
Thank you, Dennis. That was lovely.
I'm glad you like the music.
So this concludes our City Voices 25th virtual anniversary. We've recorded, I believe we've recorded this, right, Dennis?
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna put it on Facebook and YouTube, and if you hadn't had a chance to see this, you will see it soon. Okay. Any parting words, Dennis?
It's really been a pleasure assisting you on your 25th anniversary. I've never seen such wonderful performance. I really like the dances and the music, the very incredible performance. And I wish you all the best and 25 more years and more 25 years. I'm sure you've really benefited a lot of souls. You've improved a lot of lives. So good luck to all the work that you've been doing.
Amen. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Happy World Mental Health Day.